Welcome lower back to 4NK Officials. Today I can show you a horror, drama, fantasy film from 2019 titled Down, Spoilers Ahead. Be careful and take care. Jennifer is one of the closing people left inside the workplace on a Friday night. She's going to catch a plane to New York for the prolonged weekend to peer her ex-fiancé for Valentine's Day, so she writes him an email. She would not want to be late for her flight, so she grabs a group of suite and leaves the office. Simultaneously, Man is getting prepared to go away paintings as properly. They both become expecting the elevator on the identical time. Jennifer gets on the 49th ground, and he joins her on the 42nd. Man straightaway starts off evolved, speaking to her and joking. She replies, however, does not seem inquisitive about having a conversation. Guy shows her an etching on the wall whilst the elevator unexpectedly stops. He attempts the keys and the alarm button. However, not anything works even though the electricity inside the elevator appears to still be on. Man attempts starting the door, though that doesn't paintings either. They try waving to the completely operational digital camera and still nobody responds to their calls. To make subjects worse, none in their telephones has provider due to the fact they're 4 testimonies underground. Jennifer wonders where in the security for the building is, worried that she'll pass over her flight. 15 minutes later, they are trying calling for assist and banging on the door, but nobody can listen them. Guy gets the idea that there is probably an breakout hatch, so she awkwardly climbs on his shoulders and they check the elevator ceiling. She harm her hand a little banging on it, so he places her down. 1 hour later, Jennifer realizes that she'll never catch her flight, and even though Man jokes to lighten the mood, she simply curses the whole lot and anybody out. They subsequently introduce every different and maintain with the banter that Guy had started out the moment he stepped at the elevator. Because Jennifer would not have any water in her thermos, Man offers her his bottle. However, they comic story that they ought to pop open the wine he had on him rather. Each of them understand that they've bottle openers of their bag and snort about it. They do not open the wine, but she does accept his water. As a consolation prize for now not having any actual meals, Jennifer offers Man a number of the suite. She thinks they have to save their rations, although because they may end up caught in the elevator till Tuesday. 4 hours later, Jennifer has to pee, and she or he desperately tries to keep it in because she's too embarrassed to do it in front of Guy. He tells her to go in the nook over his coat, and when she says no, Man shows she relieves herself in her thermos. She makes him near his eyes and cowl his ears. Man additionally starts to sing, and she or he finally pees. After that, she adds to the drawing at the elevator wall. Sometime later, they play a game and start speak me about more private things. Guy tells her that he has no person that'll be looking for him due to the fact he's too captivated with his job. Jennifer says she's the identical. She tells him that she desired to wonder someone in Big Apple, however that he likely did not even want her to come back. Guy figures that it is approximately time that they open the wine and hands it to her. They drink to not being dead, but a whole lot later, they're retaining occupied by way of drawing every other and getting closer. Guy confesses that he'd without a doubt seen her before in the workplace constructing. He simply didn't share that because he did not need to sound like a stalker and make her experience uncomfortable. She does not take it as horrific as he notioned she would. In reality, she laughs approximately it. They finish their drawings and display them to each different. Her portrait of him is greater at the jokey side at the same time as he's is greater severe. Jennifer apologizes and takes a photo of the drawing, announcing she'll make it her profile photo if they survive. Next, they speak about meals, and considering that they're each hungry, she asks Guy to change the issue. He lists off different things, and she chooses to talk approximately making love, gets up, and turns her digicom on him, asking approximately the dirtiest place he has made love before. Guy's a bit shy, so she shares her story first. Jennifer tells him a story approximately one in all her ex-boyfriends in college, and the time they slept together in a library. When it's Man's turn, he nevertheless doesn't feel like sharing his story due to the fact he thinks he doesn't have an thrilling one. Jennifer tells him to make up one. Man tells a story approximately a hot lady that wanted to be with him all through a peace picnic. He says that they were given under the influence of alcohol, got within the automobile, and she begins to undress at the same time as he's riding. Guy receives bizarre and uncomfortable once more, telling Jennifer that he got aroused and he needed to forestall. He apologizes due to the fact he thinks he crossed a line, but she says that it is cool. Man tactics her awkwardly and kisses her, then begins to undress her. They make love inside the elevator. After, Man tells her that he may want to fall in love along with her. However, she receives away from him. Jennifer tells him that she desires to get lower back together along with her ex. That was the motive why she desired to visit the Big Apple and surprise him, to patch things up and make the entirety higher. Not like Guy, she thinks that even though their come upon was a laugh, they need to just keep it informal because what she has together with her ex is real. Jennifer is sincere with him about how she feels and what her preceding relationship became like. Man, however, thinks that they connected and that her ex does not deserve her. She gets mad because she clearly nevertheless loves him and tells Man that once they get out of the elevator, they may just pass, returned to their separate lives. Guy keeps insisting that they had been meant to be collectively, and he starts off evolved to cry because he feels alienated despite the fact that they're locked in a box together. Suddenly, something flips in him, and Jennifer can sense it appear. Guy begins to tell her the truth, approximately who he is. He lied to her about in which he labored, and about his call too. The person tells her that he failed to simply observe her, however, that he truly saw her every single day at work. He takes out his cell phone and suggests Jennifer protection images he has on it of her, listing out the times and dates while it changed into. The guy even has a video of her stepping into the elevator that night. Jennifer is afraid. He tells her that he is in reality the constructing security defend and receives angry while he explains that nobody ever notices human beings like him. She failed to even understand him, despite the fact that he works on the front table. He thinks that he is aware of her greater than her ex, and tells her that he deliberate the whole thing that passed off that nighttime. The man takes out a key and unblocks the elevator. Jennifer can't trust what he did to her and says that she'll name the law enforcement officials and that he will rot in prison. He would not like that, so he grabs her and they begin to battle. Flailing her legs at some stage in the combat, Jennifer breaks the elevator key. They retain to fight, and she knocks him out along with her shoe. Jennifer is afraid that she killed him, so she tactics him to test when he jumps up and knocks her down. They each stay subconscious inside the elevator. After some time, Jennifer wakes to find the man aware already. She asks him why he did it. His reasoning is that he wanted to get her away from everything in order that they could connect on a human degree. He says that they failed to simply have a date, but a whole relationship inside the weekend caught in the elevator. Jennifer thinks that he is not going to escape with it because someone will genuinely come to get them out. Regrettably, she finds out that the man has taken all the shifts for that weekend, and the two different guards might not be coming in until the prolonged weekend is over on Tuesday. Jennifer asks what he's going to do, and he says that he might as a substitute kill her, then go lower back to jail. He says that he by no means forced her to do something. However, Jennifer tells him that he kidnapped her. That sends him right into a rage spiral. Whilst he calms down, he opens the prevailing that Jennifer had offered for her ex-fiancé. He reveals a blouse and a field inside the bag. The man places the shirt on and tells Jennifer to open the relaxation of the prevailing. Jennifer opens the box to reveal cigars, whole with the important tools, like the cigar scissors and lighter. He lighting a cigar and scoffs Jennifer further, even saying that she ought to have gotten her ex lower back with all of the excellent items. In a gust of irony, he desires her a satisfied Valentine's Day. Some day later, the guy apologizes to Jennifer for scaring her and asks her if they could reconcile. He asks for every other threat and tells her that she doesn't ought to solution proper away, but to reflect on consideration on it. The fellow feedback on the toward this is gambling inside the elevator, announcing that the humans in the video look happy together. He tells Jennifer that he will take her to the motel from the advert in the future. He's stricken by way of the neon mild in the elevator that isn't always operating, so he breaks it with Jennifer's thermos. The man realizes that the light bulbs underneath the ceiling panels should be replaced sometime. He thinks that he can get that panel off and get out of the elevator idea there. As he breaks it open with the thermos, Jennifer stands up subsequent to him. He asks Jennifer to give him a boost to rise up there, promising that hell come lower back for her. But Jennifer thinks it would be less complicated if he gives her a boost, because she does not have enough strength to do it. He doubts that she'll need to come again for him, and he or she'll name the police officers. Jennifer tells him the whole thing that he desires to listen, and convinces him to offer her the raise. She receives on his shoulders and pulls out of the elevator. The man tells her in which the ladder and the door are, glad that they subsequently managed to break out. Jennifer turns round and offers him the middle finger, pissing him off. As she climbs the ladder, he reveals a manner to get out of the elevator too. The fellow binds two pieces of clothing collectively and throws them over the elevator beam. Jennifer is already moving towards the door as he starts off, evolved climbing up. He tells her that she'd higher run because now she is going to die. Jennifer gets near the door while he already reaches the extent she's on and follows her. She opens the door and screams for help. Then he unexpectedly garbs her and hurls each of them again within the elevator. They both fall unconscious. Jennifer wakes up first and sees the fireplace sprinklers, conceiving a new plan to get herself out. She attempts to prompt the hearth alarms by way of lights a cigar, but while she does not manipulate that she starts off, evolved a small hearth. Because the elevator fills with smoke, the man wakes up and she punches him, breaking his nose. Jennifer succeeds in restraining him with a piece of garb. He tells her that the hearth alarm may not come on, however, that they may simply get soaked and electrocuted. Jennifer threatens to significantly harm him and makes him confess to everything that he's executed to her. She turns her digicom on and shoots herself, explaining what she is aware of about what passed off. Jennifer turns the camera on him and asks for his real call. He says he is known as John Deakins. John confesses that he were given them caught inside the elevator on reason. He even etched the drawing at the wall. That Friday, he used the key to stop the elevator while she wasn't searching. Jennifer makes him admit to trapping her inside the elevator. John admits to trapping and kidnapping her. She continues questioning him, so he confesses to the digital camera the whole thing that he did to her, from hitting her head on the ground to throwing her towards the wall. Jennifer asks why, and John says that he just desired a date with her. If he had asked her out typically, she might have turned him down. John tells her who he became before he have become a security defend. He became an accountant that labored for a large company and changed into a real hotshot. John tells her that the tale approximately the woman within the vehicle became authentic, but that it ended in another way than what he implied. He ended up missing an exit and drove directly into a ravine. The car flipped 7 instances till it became stopped by using a tree. The girl was useless on effect. John got only 6 months in jail because he had the assets to maintain himself out. Whilst he were given out, the simplest job he could get become as a security guard. After some months, he desired to be himself once more and feel it for a little even as. Jennifer nonetheless does not apprehend why he selected her. He says that it's due to the fact she's brilliant. Monday arrives and they're nonetheless trapped. One of the opposite security guards, Eddie, takes his new lady friend to the constructing to expose her the roof. Once they stroll inner, he seems for John, and when he does not find him, he tests the protection monitors. Eddie sees John and Jennifer are stuck in the elevator, waking them both up. Jennifer begs him to get them out of there. He tells her that he will come down and get them out, even as his girlfriend falls asleep on the sofa. Eddie gets to the elevator and pulls the doorways open with a crowbar. Jennifer desires to get out, but he tells her that he needs to open the doors absolutely first, and moves away. All at once, John knocks her out. He tells Eddie that he is there, and he gives John his keys. John tells him that it is no longer running, and Eddie says he'll climb in to help them. He receives caught inside the elevator and sees that something has occurred inner when John activates the elevator and cuts him in half of. He knocks Jennifer out again, then takes her to his vehicle and puts her within the trunk. John is going returned into the constructing and disposes of Eddie's body and his garments. He cleans himself up and places on his uniform, sliding a cigar into his pocket. While John receives to the front desk, he deletes all the videos from the safety cameras. Eddie's girlfriend wakes up, and John kills her too, then drops her inside the shaft as properly. John gets to his automobile and takes Jennifer to a secluded place to get rid of her. He pours gas into a dumpster to prepare. Earlier than he opens the trunk, John tells Jennifer that he nevertheless likes her, and it's unfortunate they couldn't be collectively. Jennifer pretends that she's dead, and whilst John goes over to the dumpster, she hits him over the pinnacle, gets within the automobile, and starts off-evolved using. At one factor, she stops, whilst she reveals the lit cigar within the tray. Jennifer starts backing up the auto and rams right into a terrified John. She comes out and sees that he is in the dumpster. Jennifer relights the cigar and walks away. Then she flicks the lit bud into the dumpster, burning John alive.